famous Greek storyteller Aesop said, "No act of kindness, however small, is ever wasted." No quote rings truer, yet in today's world, the art of kindness eludes many. Unfortunately, I realized this harsh reality on two particular occasions, both of which shook me to the core. Now, the first one happened quite a while ago. At the time, I had the opportunity to share my career journey with some high school kids. Now, as a dad of three, I love the opportunity to speak to groups of kids. For one, I get the chance to pretend to be that cool dad that kids their age want to hear speak, and I get that inside view of the environment my kids operate in. But that day I got this gut punch because the environment wasn't what I thought. And one thing I said that day made me realize this. Now, at the end of my talk, I was asked, what's the one thing that matters most in the business world? Easy question, I thought, and my response was kindness. And that's when it hit me. The looks I saw in that moment shocked me. It was as if no one's ever told those kids kindness could take you far in life. Now, maybe it was because this bearded, stocky guy was telling them, or maybe I didn't fit the stereotype of what a kind person looked like in their eyes. But I don't think that was the situation. In fact, I realized that day that the generation coming up, the one my kids were in, hasn't been taught the power of kindness. Something I was taught as a kid and have understood and practiced my entire life, despite picking a career that isn't the first to come to mind when someone hears the word kindness. See, as lawyers, we're taught to be tough, hard-nosed, play-to-win type people. Being kind is frowned upon. We're not supposed to give our time away without sending someone a bill. Very rarely do you see lawyers portrayed on the big screen as the nice guy, and the ones that are always seem weak. And unfortunately, this stereotype spills over into real life, which brings me to that second occasion this harsh reality hit me. A few months back, I was helping facilitate a workshop for women leaders in the law. And after the workshop, I had the chance to speak to some of the women about kindness. Now understand, this room was full of amazing, bright lawyers, future leaders in the law. Yet each woman in that group told me that during their annual reviews, their kindness was frowned upon. They were rated lower for being too nice. This is a problem, not just with kids, but in the business world. Why is kindness still looked at as a weakness? I've always played differently. I believe in what I call the unbillable hour, giving my time with no expectation of anything in return. This has been my biggest strength and has led to the amazing opportunities I've had in life. But unfortunately, kind and compassionate people, especially in the business world, have become the minority. But we have to sway the narrative. We all need to understand the true power of kindness. Study after study has been conducted on kindness. From creating high-performing people in profitable companies to changing culture, kindness has been shown to do it all. Now, there was one study in particular that actually blew my mind, and after reading it, I now know how to rewire it. This study conducted by Sean Aker found that engaging in random acts of kindness for 2 minutes a day for 21 days can rewire our brains to be more positive. And when our brains operate from this positive state, as opposed to negative, neutral, or stressed, amazing things happen. It's been shown to increase our intelligence, our creativity, and productivity. Just by doing what we were told to do as kids, be kind. Now, on top of that, just witnessing acts of kindness has been shown to have this profound effect. Jonathan Haidt from New York University looked at this exact thing. And what his research found is that when we witness others' compassionate acts, we experience in ourselves this heightened sense of well-being that he called elevation. And not only do we feel this, but we become more inclined to act compassionately ourselves, just by watching someone be kind. But what was more interesting is when he applied this to the workplace. He found that when leaders acted with compassion and kindness, their employees experienced this elevation. And in turn, this elevation led to more loyal and committed employees who acted more compassionately towards others in the organization for no particular reason. No expectation of anything in return. This is how we change culture. Now, as you can understand, kindness is always working in the background, either improving ourselves or infecting others. And one last set of studies actually showed the contagious nature of kindness. In these studies, participants were given $1. Then they were asked if they wanted to donate that dollar to a list of 100 charities. And after they decided, they were then shown a list of the last 100 donations made, which were manipulated by the researchers to show the participants that they either lived in a generous or stingy world based on the amount donated. Then, in this follow-up task, which seemed unrelated, the participants were asked to respond to a note written by someone that described the ups and downs of their prior month. And what the study found was that the participants that observed others donating generously wrote kinder, more supportive notes back, suggesting that the kindness they witnessed infected them, creating kinder behavior. Now, this is an infection we should all want to catch and spread. Kindness is a powerful catalyst and tool. It's the key to individual high performance, bigger bottom lines for companies, and the way we can change culture of any organization. A weakness it is not. But how do we use this powerful tool to affect change in ourselves, our companies, or within others? When we live in this world where we're constantly pulled in a million directions, what can we do? It's simple. We can spend a few moments each day just being kind. Now let me explain. I believe there are 4 simple things we can all do on a daily basis to harness the power of kindness, no matter your profession or station in life. We can share our knowledge. We all have expertise or information we can share to help others. And when you have the opportunity, give it away. We can use our influence. We all have some level of influence, be it in our professional life, our social circles, or within our families. When someone can benefit from it, use it. We can open our networks. We all have a network, be it large or small. And when someone feels the need to belong, let them in. And last, we can simply devote our time. In the end, time is the most precious resource we have. Just by giving someone your time can change their life. We all have that need to feel heard and appreciated. And when you give someone your time, your most precious resource, we do just that. Now, despite picking a career governed by the 6-minute increment and sending someone a bill while I'm thinking in the shower, I've always chosen to give my time with zero expectation of anything in return. Doing so has paid dividends I'm still receiving. So I ask all of you to spend some time each day, however much you can, to just be kind. As I said before, it's always working in the background. Each one of you here possess these things: knowledge, influence, a network, or a few moments each day to devote to someone with no expectation of anything in return. So I ask that you make a pact here and now to use one each day so we can begin to transform culture. Remember, a moment spent being kind is never wasted. So in your world, my world, and the world at large, let's be the catalyst of change, to sway the narrative from kindness being a virus of weakness to a symbol of greatness. Thank you.